how it's looking. This is great, and I just want to let you know that if they co-sign, you got my 100% co-sign, and anything that I can do to help, please utilize. I like to use my leverage for the right reasons, and these are the right reasons. And just make sure when you get there, I can just tell you the most influential thing for me was, because I'm a guy that wasn't such a believer in the education system, was to see all of these black principals and know they even existed. I didn't know that they existed, and I couldn't even imagine how much they even cared. And I think they should be celebrated. So just make sure there's a little, once you get there, there's always a little section for them just to showcase how dope they are and what they do. But I do appreciate you. And again, use my network. Anything you need, let me know.
I love that. And let me say this. And I appreciate that, but you said something that's very important, Brother Dash. Listen, you ladies and gentlemen, you can't be a tree that falls in the forest and no one is around and don't make a sound. It's time for you to get on Broadway. You need to really not allow anything in this country to happen on education without you doing op-eds, doing press conferences, or doing upfront. They need to know that all these doctors on here, I feel like I'm on General Hospital, man. I got so much credentials. We need to see you. And the DOE does not control what you do off a DOE time. Under the banner of OSG, you should wake up every day, go through the newspaper and see what education issues are, and you should respond to them and have a position on them. Nothing is more powerful than the voice of an educator. Nothing. People, if you go to a party somewhere, as soon as someone hears that you are a teacher, a principal, a superintendent, everyone in the room stops and listens. You have so much influence and power. And let me conclude with this. I'm on a journey, I remember being arrested in 103rd Precinct, and Mom coming to that precinct, holding her Bible and leaning on her cane, and all those cops laughing at her, looking at her clothing and making fun of her. And I said, I sold Mommy into emotional slavery. And I said, I'm going to buy her freedom back. I'm going to do what's needed to be done to buy her out of the slavery I put her in. And I went on a 4-payment installment plan. The first payment when I became a captain in that same police department. The second payment when I became a state senator. She saw me break the law, enforce the law. Then I went to Albany to write the law. Third payment came when I became the first black president. I'm going to be paid in full in 2021 this year when I become the mayor. It's about why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for every mother that watched her baby go through a system that broke them. Every mother that saw black mothers die 12 times the rate as white women in maternal morbidity. Every mother that no one wanted to listen to, although they were able to clean the houses of people, they could not live on that same block. This is a real fight. The mothers that, when I woke up today after they shot up my car and walked it out of my house, and saw all these mothers that didn't know me touching my building and praying for me. This is not something I'm doing because I need a job. I'm doing this because I know I can do the best job of doing this. This is our moment. Let's not waste this opportunity. I need you engaged. I need you to be part of this fight. And we need to be bold, unapologetic about it. I am not apologizing one damn day.
I know that's right.
That our children are going to be empowered. They said I couldn't do this. They said, don't worry about Eric Adams. He'll never be able to raise the money to run citywide. Not only did I raise the money, I'll raise everyone in the field. I'm the only candidate that has $8 million ready to gear up my army to fight.
And Eric, before you run out, hey, Eric. This is Jabari's sister Simone. I know you know who I am. But before you run, I know you got 60 seconds. We have your counterpart mayor from Mount Vernon. And I would be remiss if before you ran out, if my BFF in my head, I know Mayor Sean is on one of these pages. Mayor Sean, if you could just close us out with Eric. I can't find you.
Okay, I'm right here.
There you go. There you go. And just I call this 60 seconds from one mayor to another.
All right, so, Borough President and future Mayor Adams, I just want you to know, I hope you understand that you didn't just stumble across this group, but they are powerful and dynamic. They're not only educators, but they're influencers, and they have direct access, so when you call on them, make sure it's not just for education, but they understand the mental, the emotional, and the social conditions. They understand the need for affordable housing. They are boots on the ground. They understand the school-to-prison pipeline and reentry needs, community empowerment, economic and social mobility. And so while they're educators, they cut across so many different facets of life as they are dealing with our families on an everyday and a daily basis. So please make sure you take advantage of everything that they have to offer, because this is a group that is much more powerful than you can imagine. I enjoyed your conversation. I just took myself on camera to do some things in the back, but I've been here for a while. We wish you much success, and we're here for it. Like you said, make me clap to this. Paid in full.
Thank you. And let's do this again. I look forward to a follow-up conversation, and let's continue to move forward. This is our time. We got this. Thank you. Appreciate you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. We appreciate you. Be safe. Thank you.
Hey, Dennis. Hey, Dame. Hey, OSG family.
Absolutely. Well, you go nowhere.
Man, sister, what's happening?
Nowhere,
And
man.
BFF.
Hey, Simone. I haven't been on the Zooms, but I have definitely been with the OSG family, whether it was with April, whether it was with Simone, whether I was doing something, Oh my goodness, this is my deputy police commissioner. Wait, sorry. I'm sorry. I'll call him back. But just doing things, with the members of OSG. So I apologize. It's been a while, but I definitely miss you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Miss you too.
Likewise, man. Hey, Dame, I know we have is Royce there?
Yeah, I think so. Royce, you there?
But real quick, Dame, before where's Jacko? I know Jacko had a question that she wanted to raise, but I think what's really important is when we talk about accountability and why schools are doing what we're doing. I think everything that Eric Adams has talked about, we already been doing. We're already ahead of the game. We're already with the food pantries, the food banks, and the laundromats and everything else. So it kind of lets you know that 10 months ago, when we started OSG and we were having this conversation, that we were able to set forth an agenda of what we were going to do, and we are doing it. And as Dame always pointed out, like, people are watching, people are listening to what we're saying and what we're doing. And for Eric Adams to come in and say pretty much the same thing that's been going on with OSG, especially in the past 5 to 6 months, is extremely, extremely dope. So now that was powerful having him, and I think, those of us who understand what he's up against by way of running for mayor, it kind of goes hand in hand with something that I wanted Dame to kind of talk about a little bit, because last week we brought on Andre Carson, congressman from Indiana, and there's something that transpired in the lights of what happened, in the shadows of what happened last week at the Capitol. And Dame, if you could just kind of talk real brief about that, so that we know how to also now cover Eric Adams the same way.
Yeah. Well, that thing happened at the Capitol, and while it was happening, Andre Carson was there. And, he was texting me and sending me videos like, this shit is real. And, a couple of days later, he sends me a list. And I guess, one of these white supremacists had put him on the top of a hit list of all these different congressmen that they were going to kill, and he was number one on it. So, he called to let us know. We immediately put the commission, got on the Zoom, and we just wanted to make sure he knew that whatever way that we could help protect him, we will. And we wanted to understand how he was being protected, and making sure we understood how we could make sure he was okay. But at the end of the day, at least make sure he has a platform so people understand exactly what he's going through. But he did end up on CNN yesterday, and he definitely gave the commission a shout out. And you know, we're constantly understanding that when we're going to be helping, we become a target, but we're not victims. You know, if you want to make us a target, then you become the target. And it's not just one person you have to deal with, it's all of us. And it's an intellectual army. And that's way more ill than the physical one that, you know, these people have been trying to use for so many years that they've been trying to hide, that's now been showcased unapologetically, undeniably. So, you know, this is a war. And again, we're not victims. And our brain will protect us. And if you have a problem with one of us, in my brain, you have a problem with all of us. You know? So the same applies for Eric. That's a black man. And him visually being the person that's running New York and having a direct connection to us, that's what real power to help is. You know, and it's just coming to y'all like us like magnets, and and the people are starting to be one of us. You know, like you said, that's why there wasn't nothing I could say. I couldn't question him. He was saying exactly what we saying. So it's great. And then I have a mayor talking to another mayor, black, beautiful, beautiful. You know, so yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Then we live on IG, or we live on your IG, then.
Yeah.
All right. And you caught that moment on IG, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I took a couple of screenshots too, Simone.
Don't worry.
You in the picture too.
Don't worry.
I'm in the picture.
So Simone, let me say this real quick because I know we got somebody else who's gonna bring on in a few minutes, but you know, just kind of keep going with the conversation around accountability and some things that I think we should do as principals. Again, we're already addressing the needs of the community by making sure that we feed our communities, and we make sure that many of our schools now are putting washing machines in our schools. And you know, Brother Akbar Cook is now a vendor for New York City. So you know, those of you who kind of need that help with that, make sure you reach out to Ak. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was something that I saw that Kyle Brown from Newark Vocational posted the other day that was extremely impressive. During this time, obviously, trying to find students and trying to make sure that they're attending class is a challenge. And just the other day, I noticed that he posted something where in the month of December, that he got 91% of his kids to attend school and to attend school virtually. And so what I asked him to do is to kind of come and share a little bit of the things that he did, because remember, accountability is still everything. That it's not just about us being principals, but it's us about continuing to do the job that we were paid to do, but the job that we know is important, with making sure our babies are safe, making sure they're in school, getting quality education. So Kyle, if you want to hear Kyle, let us know a little bit about what happened back in December.
Yes, this is I'm on here. So I'm a principal that believes in attendance, and for first year school last year, for the ninth graders, we were right about 95% competing with the top high schools in the city for having the highest percentage for attendance. This year, when COVID hit, we went down to about 84% to start off September. And I didn't like that. And I let my students know I didn't like that. And I let my staff know I didn't like that. So I told them, in order to get the students in front of the computer, you have to be innovative and you have to be engaging. And I know it's tricky through doing this completely online, but we have to figure out ways. So when the teachers were being innovative, they were really pushing cross-curriculum activities and things to be just a little bit more engaging with the students. And we got our reward. For November, we hit 90%. And then December, we hit 91%. So we're slowly crawling back to where we were, but I'm not happy with where we are. And to recognize that we hit the 90%, we have a graphic arts program. So I told the graphic arts teacher, I said, I need our students to make a flyer, and we're going to post it on Instagram, and we're going to tag the student's name who created the flyer. So that's one thing we did, and I know the parents are enjoying that.
All right, cool. They're going to introduce you.
When we did another one for December, Mom made like a "That's My Baby" type tag when she shouted out her child on there. So the parents are watching our social media, and I got to thank Dennis for that because I'm still trying to figure out Instagram, and I wouldn't have been on it without you, Dennis. So I'm really pushing the no problem. I'm really pushing the teachers to figure out ways to be more engaging, as well as I'm engaging my teachers. The teachers' social, emotional well-being isn't where it needs to be as well. So in order to engage my teachers and the students and the families, I've been doing Guess What Teacher It Is. So we've been posting the childhood pictures of the different teachers that have the students guess and the teachers guess. And I started with myself. You know, I'm not afraid to be put myself out on Front Street to be embarrassed first. And I did myself first, and I thought it would be just a picture or two. But once one or two teachers had their pictures posted on there, a lot of teachers started texting me. I couldn't even keep up with the amount of pictures that came in. So it's engaging the teachers, it's engaging the students. They haven't seen some of their favorite teachers, and I don't know how long. You know, it's been almost a year now. So this is a different way to see some of their favorite teachers, engage with them, laugh, smile with their teachers. So, you know, that's one way that I'm trying to engage the staff as well as the students. And then what I also will have coming soon is something I call the All-Stars. So last year, to celebrate attendance and GPAs, I created something called the All-Stars, where a student who has over 3.0 and perfect attendance, so that's hitting two different good categories, they were recognized as All-Stars. So what they got was like a star for the Walk of Fame. So we didn't do it until to celebrate the second market period, and then COVID messed us up from continuing it. But I said, we need to bring the All-Stars back. Students loved it, the parents loved it. And we're going to post the All-Stars with the students' names in the actual school building, where I'll take pictures of the stars hanging there. And when the students come back, they'll be able to sign their star on the Walk of Fame, and we can continue to big up it. But they still need to, as close to normalcy as possible. This is something that they like. This is something they enjoy. So this is something that I'm going to make sure happens. And, you know, one of my teachers didn't understand it. He said, so are we going to save the All-Stars until the students return? And I said, no. You know, we need the incentive right now. We need to engage them and celebrate their attendance and their GPAs right now, so they can recognize that, you know, this is a good thing. I can tell people, come check out what I've done on, you know, tag, hashtag, and all that other type of stuff. That's what the kids like. So we have to meet them where they are to celebrate them and get what we want from them. And the last thing that I'm doing, that I'm a little mad at my teachers for slow rolling on this one, but we're doing a student of the month, and we're doing it different. Because we have social media, we really want to make our students into stars and let them, you know, share the tags and share the links and all that type of stuff. So with the student of the month, we're having the students submit videos thanking a teacher that nominated them for student of the month, and you know, just tell a little bit about themselves, no more than 15 seconds. And we did one right before break that was pretty successful, and the students really enjoyed it. And I'm waiting for another one. And I sent out a text today to my department chair that's looking over this project. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Where's my students of the month? So I can continue to engage the students the way we would in person, but we're also engaging them in a way that they like to be engaged. They like to be on social media and say that I got this many likes, and tell their parents or friends I got this many likes. So I'm really trying to engage them where they are while trying to keep some type of normalcy going on, even though it's not normal. And we can't ignore that what we're going through is abnormal. And to treat it as if it's normal is abnormal, in my opinion. But at the same time, we have to get something that makes them feel like they're still in a good place at our school.
No doubt, Kyle. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, like I said, to get 90 to 91% of your kids in the building, to get them on Zoom or to get them on any virtual platform for a month in terms of attendance was extremely impressive. So